What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color. This isn't the Titans. I'm on some sort of crazy thing. This is Nilla right now. My name's Boyd, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology action. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Ra. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra as well. His name is Shadowfaxx. The map is Oasis, and this is a best of 7. Let's clear that up right now. We are a professional shoutcaster here. I know what I'm doing. I've never stuffed this up in my entire life. And this is an AOL Destroyer hosted show match for the Nilla community here on the Voobly or the Nilla fan patch. I'm not sure what's going on here, honestly. Basically the changes that happen between the base Nilla game and the balance patch are very, very minimal. There's all the bug fixes that were put in for like the Titans balance patches, so anything that we considered a bug is fixed. So for example, Frost, you can't do some stuff with Frost. Frost is fixed or whatever, things like that. And then the changes are basically Mercenary are nerfed, Ancestors Eclipse is nerfed, Bolt is nerfed, Ulfsark, get the Skraling so you can Alt-S it. Very, very basic changes, very low impact changes on the game, just some slight tone backs of some of the gods that are a little bit too strong. We still see these players still picking Egyptian on this map regardless. Not only that, there's also some slight map changes here as well. So things like on this map, on Unpatch, as they like to call it, on Unpatch and Vanilla, you'll see the hunt oftentimes, especially the second hunt, oftentimes will spawn on the opponent's side. So the way that the hunt works on no patch is that the hunt is spawned from the center of the map. If you can see my finger, center of the map, and then it goes out like a circle like this, as opposed to every other map where the hunt spawns based on where your town centers are, where your settlements are. And so that's fixed, and that's a thing. So there you go. The more you know, the more strong you are, the more brave you are. Brave, bold, beautiful. And we're seeing Shadowfaxx doing either an incredibly fast classical age here, or he's doing a fast farm. Eating berries, he's throwing up his monuments to the villagers. Shelty, on the other hand, he's not throwing up his monument. He's probably looking to do a fast farm as well. Fast farm with Ra on Vanilla is a lot stronger than on the Titans because Shadoof costs 50 wood less on the Titans than on Vanilla. 200 wood for Shadoof for Ra does make it a lot harder, and then you also don't have access to that second town center in the classical age. So farming early with Ra can be very beneficial. However, you can still go Tar and get a lot of value out of it, but Bast seems to be quite strong in Nilla because if you get out some Sphinx or something like that, or whatever, or the Eclipse can defend against a lot of stuff. On top of that, though, it's also quite strong still. You can't Shifting Sands villages with Shifting Sands because that's something that we removed in the balance patch, but you can Shifting Sands, say, a Locust. That's a thing. It's something not many people know about. But if somebody attacks your farms, for example, and you've got some line of sight on them, you can garrison your villages, Shifting Sands and the Locust onto your opponent's farms, and actually have their Locusts kill their farms as an option. We're seeing some priests popping out here for Shadowfaxx. Going to be jumping onto this lumber camp. It looks like Shadowfaxx is going for a fast star here. I don't think I can see what... No, I don't have anything cool here. Oh, and I have Horus being picked up there for Shadowfaxx here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 villagers on the gold mine. He's probably going through Tar. He's probably going to have 100 or 200 wood very, very early for Shadoof, for pickaxe, for a plow, and he's already got pickaxe and a husbandry out. If we check out Shelty on the other hand, he got hunting dogs. Why did he ate the zebra? I don't think we saw zebra here for Shelty. Or for Shadowfaxx. There's a zebra for Shadowfaxx. That's only 400 food of hunt. I don't know if that's quite worth it. Shelty actually struggling a little bit with his gold mine villages here. He does get them sorted out. So that's going to go well for him at this point. But the very early tar here, 5 minutes into the game, we see Shadowfaxx empowering the temple. He wants to get out Shadoof very, very fast. We're seeing an early second monument here for Shadowfaxx as well. And also wall and houses here. This is a little bit overkill considering against the Ra. Putting walls up this early is very strong in Nilla. So one thing that the Titans balance patch did, which I think is very, very good, is they nerfed walls on Nilla and on unpatched Titans. Your walls are quite strong here. You can see, I think the hack armor is quite high, 64%. Compared to, like, say, 30% for a house or a tower or a town center even. The walls are quite strong and they're quite resilient. I think they've also got a little bit more HP as well. But there's the tar for Shelty. The farm's already up. The armor is going up. And this is going to be a really, really strong, fast, classical age or heroic age here for Shadowfaxx. And Shelty, on the other hand, he's probably getting his own Shadoof out. Ooh, not empowering the armor there with his priest. And he's going to be very, very late on that Shadoof. He's garrisoning his villages, sending them over, now throwing up the farms. He's lost about 20 seconds of Shadowfaxx's reign there. He's throwing up the farms and he's not doing it correctly. You want to be sending each villager to a different farm because they build those the fastest, and that's how you're going to get the most out of them. We have Littlefinger Baelish in the chat saying, question, is it worth to do the upgrade to make your goats grow faster in the early game? Does it depend on how many goats you have? It's always worth it to get husbandry unless you are Atlantia. Now, husbandry also gives your villagers on berries, your villagers on hunt, and any sort of food gathering resource a hidden bonus, as well as farms, because they drop off resources twice as fast. So, they have half the amount of walking time, or whatever you want to call it, half the amount of walking time. So that is a thing. That's why you get husbandry relatively early if it's in your game plan. And I'm sure we're going to be seeing an earlier heroic age here for Shadowfaxx. And what I would like to see here from Shadowfaxx is a forward Migdol. In the Ra vs. Ra mirror, if you get the first rain off, it means you're going to hit the heroic age first. It means that you're going to have that advantage. You have to send your villagers forward, and you can do it. There is the other option. This is a very defensive Oasis map. Both sort of back town centers here for Shelty. It's going to be really, really beautiful. He gets this town center here first. He can defend this gold mine with Mercenary, which, while they are nerfed in terms of train speed, they're still very, very strong. There's the Hathor. Where are the villagers going? They're moving up, and the Migdol Stronghold going here. This is not my idea of a forward Migdol. This is my idea of, like, someone who has the idea of going for a forward Migdol, but really not committing to it. I don't know how much gold he had in the bank, but I would have sent these villagers forward about 30 seconds ago and put my Migdol up here. And I would have gone for it, and unfortunately he doesn't scout too much. You don't really know what the map's like, and there is a really nice gold mine here for Shelty, but you can easily push that one off with some aggressive play. There's the second monument for Shelty. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of Patsukos getting trained here. Very, very strong units. There's the siege works going up, mining camp as well. And honestly, it's almost better here in this matchup, given you obviously don't have any idea what your opponent's doing, but with this early rain here, it's almost better to just grab the second town center straight away and just spam villagers onto gold and throw up a market, like, not too far away, like far away enough that it's safe. Now we've got the Chariot Archer going to be scouting around, looking for gold mines, looking for resources, making sure that there's no market in the corner, nothing else, grabbing goats and doing all the other good stuff. If we check out the economic upgrades, we've got hand axe, we've got pickaxe, we've got plow, we've got Shadoof, and husbandry. Over here we have probably exactly the same. Actually got shaft mine already. Very smart by Shadowfaxx to get that shaft mine. It gets a huge economic bonus over your opponent. The quarry on top of the shaft mine, it still gives you a good bonus, but it's not as big as people think. So that is a thing here. Mame is saying in the chat, is this part of a tourney? No, this is just a show match leading up to a tournament that AOL Destroyer is going to be hosting in the new year, which is going to be exciting. It's a Titans tournament, and that's a thing there. Nyan Racing Cat. No. The bonus comes in the shape of your husbandry, letting your villagers gather 30 resources instead of 15. So they're dropping off half as much, bumping into each other half as much, meaning they're gathering faster in that regard. It's not a flat bonus. Husbandry gives a bonus to herdables of 10%, but nothing else. We are seeing the Chariot Archers looking around, looking for a Locust. I don't like Locust being used like this in this matchup. You save the Locust for Siege Tower pushes or for big raids. These villagers are just going to jump into this. Oh, he does pick off 5 though. That's almost 5. He saves 1. That's actually not a bad Locust there, considering this is Nilla. Those villagers, they're not going to have as many as you normally do. So 5 villagers in the early game picking off there is fairly significant. We'll see if Shelty or if Shadowfaxx goes for some sort of revenge attack here. The Camelry and the Chariot Archer chasing this down. The wall does get up, and these units will not be able to get past, even though this wall segment's here. One thing I've sort of... almost picking off this villager. He does pick off the villager there. One thing I've found out with wooden walls is these wall segments, I think you don't really need to build them. So that's the thing there. And we are seeing the Chariot Archers getting picked off. Oh, no, he's going to get away now. 5.5 speed once he gets up to that level. So it does pick off the Camelry plus Villager there. So a good trade. More raids coming in. And we are seeing him struggling to really get anything with these walls up for Shadowfaxx. Already walling up the entire map. Realizing this is probably going to go fairly late here. And Shadowfaxx is a very defensive player on Nilla. And that's a way to play this game. If you play very defensive, that is that. And here we go. The Chariot Archers may get 1 kill here. The Chariot Archers, oh no, he's going to catch up to it. So he does get that one. Shelty gets his 3rd town center up here, nice and early. Obviously, it's a very smart move given the fact that there's no siege works up just yet. We're seeing a 2nd Migdol up for Shadowfaxx. Shadowfaxx does already have his trade route going, so technically he's sitting on 3 civilian buildings while Shelty's also sitting on 3 civilian buildings. So technically, if the macro is on point here, there's not going to be any economic advantage for Shelty being on 3 town centers over Shadowfaxx here. So I don't mind the Migdol stronghold, but we're also seeing Shadowfaxx checking to make sure that there's no market up. So that's a smart maneuver there, smart thing for Shadowfaxx to be doing, because he knows that he's going to be falling behind on economy if that is the case. But it's not going to be happening because there's no trade route getting made. So Shadowfaxx is going to be happy to be in this situation now. Camelry coming in. Nice micro from Shelty, pulling them back. Shelty trying to pick off some units here, but he's losing a lot of camels and not really picking off a lot of what Shadowfaxx has got here. Nice defense so far. Ooh, picking off one of those giraffe. We are seeing the walls finishing up for Shadowfaxx already. 12 minutes, and this is looking like a very beautifully walled spot here for Shadowfaxx. He should put some more stuff down this corner here and get more of the map while everything is happening over this side. We're seeing some Patsukos out for Shelty. I like that. However, in this game playing so defensive, getting a Mythic Age here through Osiris or even Horus is going to be probably Osiris would probably be the best thing here. It's not quite like with the mercenary nerf. It's a little bit more than I think Times did. Ooh, what is this attack here from Shadowfaxx? This can't be good. Those Patsukos are so very strong. We see the Locust happening while this is going on, but he doesn't get that many villager kills at all. And this army here gets completely melted. Shadowfaxx completely throwing there as Shelty destroys that army with those Patsukos, but Shelty still has no siege works. He needs to get siege towers out to make some advantage happen with what he's got here. That's very big. Now we see the Patsukos walking in, going to be trying to take out these Camelry, and the Chariot Archers hitting these as well. Camelry turning around, picking off the other Camelry, but he's got the heavy. Shadowfaxx has got the heavy Camelry out. We do see him empowering this Migdol stronghold. That's going to help the damage done. It's 100% extra there, and we are seeing Shelty going to be hitting that priest. And at this point, Shelty can just sit under this Migdol stronghold, pick off a lot of these units, and just keep this pressure up. And Shadowfaxx is falling behind on the score, and the score is a lot more accurate in vanilla than in the Titans. We are seeing some Patsukos are out now for Shadowfaxx. You need to focus down the enemy Patsukos. We're still seeing Chariot Archers pushing in. If you get a mass of these and get out your Pierce armor, they really destroy the Chariot Archer ball very easily, because they are the counters. And now we've got some siege towers coming up. Got another siege works on this side of the map. Still no walls up, no trade up just yet for Shelty. So Shadowfaxx's economy going to be pushing ahead right now in front of Shelty here. And that's going to be Very, very, very good. Now we're seeing him move in the Tsukos. There's 3-2. This is big, but there are some priests here. There's no siege towers to protect them, so these chariot archers will destroy them very, very easily. There's one very low Tsukos here. The chariot archers focusing them down, but he does manage. No, 9 HP. It's going to be living for quite some time. You're not going to be checking on that one there. And this army is probably going to decimate Shadowfaxx. Yet again, we're seeing the Tsukos focusing down a red Tsukos here. Really, really smart play here. And Shadowfaxx is pulling them back, and this fight is yet again going in the favor of Shelty. As Shadowfaxx, he's kind of taking fights that he's just not ready to do. He's not ready to like fight them as Shelty can just completely win this because his Patsukos numbers are just higher. Well, Pharaoh coming in now for Shelty to help pick off the Patsukos of Shadowfaxx, and we do see a siege tower here, so you want to put the siege tower next to the Pharaoh if you can, so that he can garrison inside there. The other thing you can do in Nilla, you can't do in Titans, is garrison chariot archers. So if you see arrows flinging into your chariot archers, you can actually garrison inside the siege towers there and be very, very successful there. We are seeing those Patsukos completely tearing through the cavalry. It's absolutely huge right here for Shelty. Shadowfaxx also getting some value with his. And now Amygdala Stronghold coming up in this position for Shelty. The siege towers going at each other. We've got heavy chariots out for Shelty. The Patsukos still laying siege to the enemy Patsukos. You got to pick off those priests here. No micro for Shelty, unfortunately, as Shadowfaxx pulls his chariot archers back into his army there. Really nice micro from Shadowfaxx in this one, and it's looking like Shelty is starting to run a little bit short on his ability to win these fights as the Patsukos number is starting to get a little bit scary. We do see a forward Migdal stronghold here. This is going to secure a couple of gold mines for Shelty and give him a little bit of an easier time in here. He's got to get that Pharaoh involved. He does have Son of Osiris coming down, and he's a little bit low on HP there. We see the chariot archers immediately focusing this one down, and he's going to have to get inside there. We'll see if Shadowfaxx is on the way to the Mythic Age anytime soon. We are seeing the Son of Osiris tearing through these chariot archers, popping him out, picking off a whole bunch of these guys. But every single time he pops out, he does get focus fired, so he's already down to a quarter HP here. Really nice micro from Shadowfaxx. And well, he's got to be careful about this one, and yet again taking another bunch of damage here because you can't garrison in the Son of Osiris until he finishes the wind-up animation. You can't cancel this animation. At least I don't think you can. I'm not 100% sure. And now we see a Shifting Sands. Where was it? I'm not sure what Shadowfaxx was trying to do. Maybe trying to steal the Son of Osiris or something with his Shifting Sands, but just does not do anything here. And now we've got some siege towers coming in. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a Mythic Age coming in fairly soon. We've got Irrigation and Shaft Mine for Shelty. Sorry, for Shadowfaxx. Shelty on the other hand, exactly the same. He does have Bowsaw, and there's Horus. There's Horus for Shadowfaxx, opting for a very different style here in the late game. The Son of Osiris is going to be making a break for it with 63 HP. The Migdal Stronghold gets picked off. Catapult gets picked off. Going to be attempting to get this one back. Son of Osiris getting sprayed by that Migdal Stronghold, but he's still sitting at 58 HP. We're seeing Shadowfaxx taking an eye onto this Son of Osiris, and he will be able to snipe that one there. Absolutely huge. And in that moment, Shelty taps out. Well played by Shadowfaxx as I accidentally hit main menu there. Whoops. Really well played by Shadowfaxx there, managing to take the first game. We'll move on to game 2 really quickly. I know these guys are short on time, so we'll jump into it as soon as we possibly can.